It's time now for It's in the Cards on Giant Sports Talk Live, a presentation of Izzy's Gym. Here is your host, Glenn Craig.
An off day for the San Francisco Giants, of course, getting swept by the Miami Marlins. Did we expect that? Well, maybe we did. Maybe some of you didn't, but a lot of us did. And then, of course, the drama, but no drama today. We're just in to talk a little baseball cards, and it's story time on tonight's show. Now, although it doesn't have to do with the Giants, we like to show some cards from my collection, and I thought this was a pretty good story. And to tell you the truth, I didn't know the logistics of what happened on August 24th, 1919. We all know about the year 1919, if you're a Chicago White Sox fan or a baseball historian. But it was a drizzly day, a little bit of light rain, game being played at League Park. All right, we're talking about Ray Caldwell today. A lot of you might not know the story of Ray Caldwell, so let's talk about him. He was a spitball pitcher. Not many of those, of course, in this modern era of baseball, but the tall, skinny Ray Caldwell, he was on the hill as some dark, ominous clouds were moving in over League Park on a Sunday afternoon. It was already overcast, drizzly, and the actual light rain had started around the fourth inning, but they got the game in. But with those dark clouds moving in, things got a little more ominous. Now, the game on that Sunday afternoon was in Cleveland, and it was nearly complete. Caldwell was throwing a heck of a game that afternoon. The visiting Philadelphia Athletics were in town. The score was 2-1 for Cleveland. They're in the top of the ninth, so 3 outs away from a strongly pitched spitball outing from Ray Caldwell. What could go wrong, right? Well, he stood on the mound in that late summer afternoon. Again, it was August 24th, 1919. It was his first game, actually, with the Indians. Now, the Boston club had released him. Cleveland was battling Chicago, that tremendous White Sox lineup. So they needed pitching in a bad way, and they picked up the spitballer. The Indians really needed the consistent pitching, and they were getting it on this afternoon. An overcast and a cloudy day. And again, I asked you earlier, what could go wrong? You're leading 2-1. It's just a nice day at the ballpark, right? Well, Caldwell was pitching a heck of a game that day. He retired the first 2 A's batters in that final frame. But a storm was brewing. Looking for the final out, he ready to pitch to Athletics shortstop Joe Dugan. And then what happened? Boom! Crack, boom. There was a thunderous boom. And what comes with thunder? You guessed it. A game which featured little action to that point and no drama suddenly turned into a pretty frightening spectacle. August 24th, 1919 was the day. The Indians had scored the game's first 2 runs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Chapman went on playing well. As I mentioned, there were a couple of outs in the ninth inning. And now the A's were down to their final out in the ball game. Caldwell readied. He's pitching Joe Dugan. That's when there was a bit of a ruckus on the field. It affected Caldwell in the biggest of ways, but everybody who was on the field was affected. The umpire was affected. At home plate, probably the others as well. Even some fans in the crowd. There was a bolt of lightning, and it hit Ray Caldwell. He was hit by lightning on that 1919 fateful afternoon in Cleveland at League Park. He lay stretched out. He was, everybody thought he was dead. He got hit by lightning. So Ray Caldwell, talk about a strange turn of events. Here he is, Ray Caldwell, a bit of a aged veteran in that photo, but he got hit. He got struck by lightning, August 24th, 1919. There was panic, obviously. Players that were on the field, they actually could feel electricity in their bodies just because of the spikes on their cleats, on their shoes. The umpires, they could feel it in their bodies. I mean, you can imagine the panic on that afternoon at the ballpark. While it hit the pitcher, the catcher on that afternoon was Steve O'Neill. His mask was jolted off. I mean, you're talking about a mask predominantly with the mesh on it back in that era, right? Cage, mask. Hat flew off his head. So we're talking a pretty serious strike there, right? Billy Evans, he was the umpire. He said he thought he was going to die. He could feel it. Teammates felt it through their spikes, as mentioned. But what happened? I mean, after a couple of minutes, he says, someone like Rafael Devers in a Sunday afternoon game against, and talk about this is a whole different picture here, guys. He says, I'm not coming out of the game. Wagging the finger. I'm not coming out. He pitches to Joe Dugan, hits a ground ball. They throw him out. Game's over. 2-1. Cleveland defeats the Philadelphia Athletics on that fateful afternoon for Ray Caldwell, August 24th in 1919. Here he is pictured on one of the most infamous sets of all time to complete, along with the T206 set, the Cracker Jack set. These are, even the Cracker Jack cards, if you don't know them, to get them in good shape because they were just put into Cracker Jack boxes back then, were covered in some syrup and stained. And as you can see in the Caldwell one there, that has the looks of some syrupy staining on the front, near his backside, and down the right-hand corner of the card. Even the no-name players, those cards, highly sought after, and they go for a lot of money. So a complete game for Ray Caldwell. How many of you guys knew that story? I certainly didn't. Strange day. You never know what you're going to see when you go to the ballpark. And I mentioned earlier in this broadcast that the lightning actually ran through, if you've seen pictures, especially if you're a Ken Burns fan, a lot of the stadiums, they had steel bars. Most ballparks still have them, but really predominant back in the 1900s, early 1900s. The lightning ran. It zigged through those steel bars. So the fans were at risk. Now, in this modern era of baseball, and maybe we owe it to that fateful day, if there's lightning at all, I mean, the game suspended. A lot of people go toward the exits, park themselves up in the foyer areas around the ballpark. And obviously the players leave the field. But there's Ray Caldwell. I mentioned he's a spitball pitcher. That was his card from a Sporting News reprint series back in the 1980s. I have that card. That pictures him with the New York Yankees. That was a young Ray Caldwell, as you can see, in 1915. And we saw some of his other cards as well in this show. But Ray Caldwell, man, has he got a heck of a story. Talking about him getting hit by lightning. And the date was August 24th, 1919. There's a fun fact, or not so fun fact, from the world of baseball you can share with your friends, and they'll think you're really, really smart. Like to tell a story, share a yarn with you once in a while like that. And although it doesn't have to do with the Giants this afternoon or early evening, just wanted to fill you in on that story because that came to light recently. I was reading some paraphernalia about the Cleveland Indians in that day. Back in the 1900s, back in the White Sox era, right? 1919. And this one came up as well. Ray Caldwell, August 24th, 1919, struck by Lightning. And a quick review, if you saw his cards, there he is. I believe that one is from 1916. That was actually a card produced by the Sporting News, picturing him as a New York Yankee. Played a lot with the Yankees. He kind of bounced around. Played with the Boston Red Sox, as I mentioned. He was released and then went to Cleveland. And one of his most famous cards, right there, the Cracker Jack ball player card. Ray Caldwell with New York Yankees. And I'm very happy to have that one in my collection. I also have the reprint of that Spitball series Sporting News card reprint in the 1980s. So there you go. A little fun story for you on this edition of It's in the Cards on Giants Sports Talk Live. Now, the Giants are struggling this year. Don't forget, we talk about Giants baseball after each and every game as quickly as we can after the final pitch. Sometimes we wait a little while, get all the fun facts, like yesterday when Devers and the drama broke loose in Miami. But you can join us post-game each and every night for Giant Sports Talk Live. We sure do appreciate everybody who comes into the show, for your super chats, for keeping the lights on here. And hey, if you can't afford a super chat, no pressure. We just invite you to hit the like and subscribe button. If you like this little story, make sure you do the same for us here at Giant Sports Talk Live. Today, an off day for your San Francisco Giants. Getting ready for baseball on Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow. And again, thank you for joining me for this little story about Ray Caldwell, hit by lightning August 24th in 1919. Now you know, and you can share that story with all of your friends. Join us again, another off day, perhaps, for another Giant Sports Talk Live. It's in the cards. Take a look at some cards, tell you a little story about baseball of yesteryear.
You've been watching It's in the Cards with Glenn, a presentation of Izzy's Gym on Giant Sports Talk Live, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.